I distinctly remember growing up in the late 1980s and in 1987, taking the bus from school to my friend Megan's house so that because she lived near the public library. And I needed to go to the library in order to get one of those big college reference guides to help me apply for college because my mom, a single parent who had not gone to a four-year school, wasn't able to help me. uh, Fast forward decades later, someone who was about 10 years my younger said to me, LT, you realize you were a first generation student, right? And at that moment, I had a major epiphany because no, I did not realize I was a first generation student. That wasn't language that was being used at the time when I was growing up, although I knew full well I was the first person in my family to go to college. So that brings me to this panel today and why I feel like it's important. Really want to focus on those of us who are considered part of Generation X, but also were first generation to go to college. Specifically, this idea was inspired when I bumped into Kevin Powell at a book signing in Oakland. I was wearing an MTV shirt. He's wearing Nirvana. And we had one of those like Spider-Man moments where we were pointing to one another. Kevin writes about being first gen, and of course, he's an icon of the Gen X movement. And there are many more of us out there who are influencers of a certain generation, also have had to navigate going to college without the benefit of smartphones or even T-shirts about being first gen. Like a lot of all of that is new. So I asked Kevin and a couple of other friends, Mary and Fook, to come together to talk about our experiences as being part of First Gen X. And so looking forward to that really important conversation to talk about how being a part of that generation influences who we are today and how we see the current movement. I'll end with a quote from one of my favorite first Gen Xers, and that's Viola Davis. And she's written about her experience being first gen in her memoir. She says, "The first ingredient I needed to be an artist, the power to create, the power of alchemy, the magical power of transformation and creation to believe. At any given time, I could be the somebody I always wanted to be." And I think that's very characteristic of our generation. So look forward to having this conversation, and hopefully more people will start to talk more about being Gen X and what it was like to be a part of, to navigate college.